Three. Whoa, was that so sideways? 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer, and I'm back with episode numero 2 of Forest of No Return. This is, of course, the Dark Eye system, Aventuria, the card game. And in our previous episode, if you remember, we went through the prologue to the second act of the Forest of No Return. We completed the RPG, I guess you'd say, element, and we set up our combat round, put out all of our henchmen, got all of our heroes set up, and got our tokens set out, and everything is good to go there. We're going to do this on the normal time scale, hopefully, and complete it, hopefully. In the previous episode, we went over the cards, so I'm not going to go over the particular hand of cards that our heroes have. But we'll go ahead and start with our first hero, Hilbert. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to complete this act and basically tape this all at one go. So if there are any rules goofs that I make, I will not be able to fix those in future episodes. But as always in future episodes, if you leave a comment and a timestamp, I will definitely take that and put it in the Klingon subchannel. Subchannel. Listen to me. The Klingon captions, so that you can find those at the timestamp where they happen, and I will try to also annotate those in the description section underneath the videos as well. So I think that's all the housekeeping items, so let's get started with Hilbert. So I think one of the things we did not do actually for combat is first we can discard 2 cards for, if you remember, for our endurance. I'm going to take, Hilbert's got a 9 in melee, 10 in ranged, and an 11 in magic. And I do have a couple cards that are going to increase his ranged and magic, so I don't really want to get rid of those. I have this one card, Temple Donation, that's going to give him if I spend the endurance and exhaust it, I can get a fate point. So I think, man, as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards here. First card is Danger Sense, and the second card will be the Martyr's Blessing, which is a free card. I mean, 0 to pay, and it would keep damage away, but I don't know. I just feel like having those higher rolls is going to be better for us in the long run. So I'm going to set those to the side. Now remember, he did start. Hilbert did start with 1 extra card for the combat round because of his critical success in one of the story elements prior to the combat. So that's why he's able to get rid of 2 and still have 4 cards left. So that takes care of him. Now let's go to our boy Arbosh, son of Angrax, and what do we want to do? Well, I think, and again, I think it's kind of a tough decision. I'm definitely going to get rid of this 1 dodge card. Not that dodge isn't great, but dodge is, I don't know. It's I'd rather be able to hit and do some damage, so I'm definitely going to use that for endurance. Yeah, and as much as I don't like getting rid of this, I'm going to get rid of the stunning blow too, because although it will get rid of an action, again, I think getting some endurance out there to try to get these increased stats probably is more beneficial to me at this point. It's unfortunate those didn't come up later in the draw. So, having said that, now we will start with our boy. Let's see here. Let me get my dices sit here. I'm gonna use these hopefully until I get tired. We've got some colored dice for each of the attacks. All right, so first things first. Remember we're starting with Hilbert. Also, remember that we have one adventure token on our fortress debris and the environment. Let me go ahead and reread the environment in case you've forgotten. Every hero receives an adventure card, fortress debris, to place next to his hero card. Place a body control counter on the first endurance card of each hero. So here's the counter, and so I'm going to go ahead and put this adventure token. I don't think there's a specific one that's body control, but we're going to use that for that purpose. So there's the token on the first endurance card. When this endurance card is readied, the hero must make a body control roll. If it fails, the card is immediately exhausted. So we'll basically get one turn to use it, and potentially it could be exhausted when we ready it at the end of our well, I guess at the beginning of our combat round. So hopefully we can do well. Body control is 8 on Hilbert, so he's going to struggle with that. 10 on Arbosh, which is still not great, but he's a little bit better. Okay, so let's start with our brother Hilbert. And I think the first thing we're going to do definitely is we're going to, and remember, we do not have to, we can attack whoever we want. If you remember, the werewolf does not require, like in, for instance, Wildenstein Act 2, I think it was, you could not attack anybody until you get rid, or one of them we've already done. You couldn't attack any of the henchmen until you get rid of the leader, or you couldn't attack the leader until there were fewer henchmen than the number of players. That's not the case. We can attack whoever we want. However, remember that the werewolf is not on impossible to damage. However, we do have the special action that we can use to make a roll, a melee attack that does not count towards our limit of 1 per turn to attempt to damage the werewolf. So, let's start with the easy card, which is going to be Temple Donation. And this card is going to allow us to pay 2 endurance, exhaust, and get a fate token. So hopefully we can leverage that well, and fate will smile upon us as we roll those beautiful dice that typically hate me. Right, so I guess let's go ahead and, oh, I can't do that. Unfortunately, it costs 2 endurance to do this attack with silverware, so I'm going to have to, really all I can do at this point, because I don't have enough to play any other cards, is, I guess I'm just going to do an attack. So then the question becomes, what should I attack to get rid of? Let's see here. We have a 17 and an 18, a cautious crowned stag, a sly jaguar, and a timid barn cat. I kind of feel like, yeah, I think we're gonna hit the stag. No, we're gonna hit the jaguar. That's what we're gonna do, because, and the reason I say that is because on a 15 to 20, the stag will run away. On a 20, the barn cat will run away, or even on a 16 to 19, if we did damage to it, it would run away. The jaguar is not going to run away until we do get it down to 6 or less health, which means we've got to do 11 points worth of damage to it. So let's just go ahead and start with that. It does not have dodge, it does not have any defense, so we will utilize our first endurance card. So we're going to go ahead and use that, and I'm just going to turn this sideways, or actually I'm just going to put this way over here to the side out of the camera so that it's out of the way. And we're going to do a ranged attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the attack and the damage at the same time, so we don't have to do that separately. It would be 1d6 if it hits, and this is his basic equipment stone attack. And alright, so we got a 14 and a 6. His range is a 10, which is going to be a miss. It's very tempting to use the fate point. I hate to burn that too early though, but I mean he does have the temple donation, so what the heck? We'll use the fate point to re-roll the hit. Oh, I didn't think about this. Guess I can't roll the damage with that because that really shouldn't influence whether I re-roll or not. So let's try to hit again. Okay, well it's a 16, so we missed. So that was an awesome round of pew pew, I missed you. So we'll set his cards to the side. Now it is Arbash's turn. What can old Arby do? Well, Arby's kind of in the same wait a minute. Wait a second. I think I have not. I think I skipped a step. Yes, I did. Good grief. Hold on. It's been a while since I played this, guys. Alright. So I actually should have drawn 2 cards from the pile there. Okay, well, unfortunately, that did not help me at all. So the 2 cards that I drew for Hilbert is animal shape, and to be honest with you, I'm probably, as soon as I can get that out, going to use his special ability, Blessed. Pick one of your liturgical enchantments, which that is a liturgical enchantment. Don't pay the endurance cost at the end of your turn for this enchant for the remainder of the game. So basically, I get to keep it up without having to spend the endurance that I normally would have to keep up to keep the chance going. So I'll definitely be getting that out as quick as I can, although it is a 5 cost, so it's going to take a bit. And then there's the magic attack, Swarm of Hornets. That is another liturgical chant, but it is 4, so 2 really good cards, but unfortunately they're just really expensive, and I don't think that I can afford them right now. So his turn stands just like it did. But let's see if old Arbosh can do something better. Okay. Just checking something out here. Making sure that I'm doing this correctly. Yeah. Alright, so actually you should have already done this. So we'll see what we get, and then I may actually switch out the endurance cards here. It's not going to make a difference for what I gave up over here with Hilbert. Alright, so we got Resolute. Basically, this is the, if you die, you come back with 1 hit point and hope you can save yourself card. We've seen this one before. And the protective amulet. This is the um, equipment that I can discard to negate a magic attack. Probably. Oh. Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with what I've done. So it's not going to make a difference in our endurance. Alright, so. What do I want to do? Well, I don't have enough to play much. Because I do want to get Arbosh to attack. So, I guess I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use one endurance card, which I'm going to set over here to the side. Excuse me. And hope he can swing and hit. And again, we're going to target the Jaguar because we cannot take the attack with silverware action. And we rolled a 6, so that is actually a hit. There is no dodge, there is no defense, so that was a successful hit on the Jaguar. That is, I guess I should technically do this to denote that. That is 1d6. And, oh yeah, look at that. That's a big fat 5, baby. So he's taking 5 damage. That's a good hit. So that takes him down to 12. 5. Now, again, you guys have watched a couple of these now, so you know that I do my damage different than the book. I count down, I count up, I don't count down. So in the book, normally it wants you to put out all the damage, all the health, and then move the tokens around as they take damage, take them off. But that's just not the way my brain works. It's easier for me to do it this way, so because I am in control of my world, that's how I'm going to do it. Okay, that completes, unfortunately, very quickly, the heroes rounds. So put these endurance cards here so that I will remember. So next we're going to do the henchman and hope that we don't get destroyed. Alright, the opponents are acting in the order in which they're assembled, so that's, remember, because of the screen that I've got here, left to right, top to bottom is going to be the order. So the timid barn cat will go first, and it's going to 7, which is a hero chosen by the group suffers 1d6. So the question then becomes simply who has the most XP. Excuse me, who has the most health? And the answer is our druid in charge, Hilbert. So Hilbert is going to take 1d6. We're going to roll that damage, and that's a 5. Of course it's a 5. Couldn't be any less. Alright, so he is down to 30. The cautious crowned stag rolls a 14. 14 is nothing, watches calmly. Excellent. And the sly jaguar. This is the guy that's going to... Okay. Now the question... Oh, that's a 1. Dadgummit. Oh, this is gonna hurt, folks. This is gonna hurt bad. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Jump. The starting player, that's gonna be Hilbert, must succeed at a perception roll. Okay. Actually, you know what? This is not that bad. It seemed like a lot worse than it actually was. I take this back. It's really not half as bad as you think. Um, okay, so switch my dice out here so that this stuff matches. Wait, that's definitely that. That's definitely that. We should look at the symbols. Boom, boom. And that was Bobbery. Yeah, okay. So his perception check. Perception is, well, it's an 8. And he rolled a 10. Yay! He failed. So the starting player must succeed, which we didn't. In case of failure, he or she may only ready half of her exhausted endurance cards rounded down at the start of the next round. Wow. So we can't ready our one exhausted card. That's amazing. Oh goodness, you know what? I did not even do the leader. Shoot. All right, we're doing the leader this is for the leader, which I should have done first. It's a 9. Attack the hero with the most damage. Suffers 1d6 plus 4. They're actually both damaged now, although at the time, Hilbert would have been the one that was the most damaged. No, at the time, Arbosh would have been the one that was most damaged. So it's going to be damaged to Arbosh. He does not have any defense. So yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. He takes 6. Oh man. That's painful. He takes 6. So that takes him down to, take me down, 24. He be hurting. So that is all of our henchmen. Then we remove a counter from the time scale. So here's our time counter. So one goes away. Set this over here into the pool. And we look at the card. And at 6 time, we draw one event card. So let's draw the event card and see what happens. Mysterious Strengthening. You witness your enemies using some kind of magic to strengthen themselves. Place 3 additional wounds on each opponent. This effect is able to raise the life of opponents above their starting value. Okay. Well. Okay. So I guess in order to make this card work, I'm gonna have to do it the way they want you to do it with their life. Alright, so let's do 4 for the werewolf. There's his. Then we have 8. We normally have 8 for the timid barn cat. Man, that, y'all, that's brutal. That is brutal. So let's remember he took 5. So then we've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. On the stag, hopefully he will run away if we're lucky. Then we would normally had 17. So there's 5, 10, 15, 17 on the Jaguar. Now remember, we've done 5 to the Jaguar, so that will come off. But now it's saying that we have to add 3 to our body. So that's horrible. Alright. So 1, 2, 3 to the timid barn cat. So I'm going to take these 3 and these 2 that another 5. That's going to put him at 11. Wow. And then 3 more to the stag. That's going to put him at 21 from 18, 19, 20, 21. And Jaguar's going to get 3 more. That's going to put him up to 15. Man, those event cards. That early, too. That's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay. Well, on the plus side, we now start the next combat round. So we get to ready, except remember we cannot ready over here. We cannot ready Hilbert's one endurance card that he used because of the effect of the werewolf. No, sorry, not the werewolf. The Sly Jaguar. So we can, however, ready everybody else's. We don't have to do the body control roll because I did not have to ready the first card of endurance on either hero. First player token will move to our boy Arbosh, and we will then draw 2 cards into our hand. We'll start with Hilbert. Hilbert drew Friend of Fairies. Discard this card to change the result of a failed skill roll or attack roll to 3. Oh, let's get rid of this event. There's a discard event. That could come in super handy if we really needed a hit. And improve the dice. Okay, Miracle. Improve the dice result of a failed skill roll of a hero of your choice by X plus 3. So, not super useful. This is actually one we use an endurance card for. So we may actually, hang on, I'm going to get this out of the way because that's not really helping a lot. I actually use that as an endurance card. Just to be honest with you, actually we may use both of those. So we can drop 2. So we will consider for now both of those miracle cards as our endurance cards. Alright, so let's draw 2 for Arbosh here. We get sleight of hand, add 2 to your hero's archery. Not bad. Then we have throwing hatchet. This is a single use test your range and do 3 damage. Again, not bad cards. I really don't think I'm going to focus a lot on range. And I really just need to get some stuff out here quickly. So I think I'm going to actually use both of those. Alright, so let's go back and do this in order. So Hilbert is going to use both of the miracles as his 2 endurance cards. So we're going to put those down here. And then we're going to utilize Sleight of Hand and Throwing Hatchet. The 2 cards that we just pulled for Arbosh are going to go down here for him. And we're going to start with this over here. We're going to start with Arbosh. So what do we want to do? We have a total of 4 endurance. So, I'm thinking of a number. And the number that I am thinking of is 3, which is Warfare. This is going to allow us to add 3 to his melee, which is going to make his melee up to 17. Which hopefully will mean he pretty much always hits, since I think we're going to need that. Of course, now if I do that though, I will not have enough to try the silver. So You know, I'm going to take that back. We're not going to do that. We're going to do... Oh, man. I need 2 to do that? Shoot. Alright. We're actually... You know what we're going to do? We're going to use 2 to attempt this attack action. His stealth is not great, but it's the quickest and easiest way to damage the werewolf. So we're going to try that. So we're going to do a stealth roll. And I'm going to use this red die. Maybe a little bit easier for you to see on camera. I could use the black ones, but I don't know, I just want a little color. So stealth roll. His stealth is an 8. Come on, less than an 8. Come on, less than an 8. That is a 3. Yes. So a 3 is a success. If successful, make an attack roll. This roll does not count as an attack. If the roll is successful, the werewolf of Energast loses 1 health. And this, basically, if this hits, this is going to guarantee a damage to him, even though normally he wouldn't take damage. So let's hope we get underneath 14. We rolled a 10. That is underneath 14. Bam. Damage. And this does not count as an attack. So we had to use 2 of our cards to do that. But that did give a damage, which is awesome. So that's going to leave us 2 cards left. 2 endurance left we can spend. I still really think I need to try to attack this jaguar. So we're going to spend 1 of those. And we're going to do an attack. His attack combat is 14. This is his standard attack. It's a 10, so that does hit. And that is going to do 3 damage. So we'll take that off. And that leaves him with 2 there. Alright, so that's cool. And I think that's all we can do with him. With just 1 more. Yeah, that's all we can do. So his turn is completed. And now it's Hilbert's turn. He has 3. Excuse me, he has 3. So I think, I don't know, I kind of, I'm kind of thinking that I need to do the same thing with him to attack the werewolf. He doesn't have a very high combat score. It's just a 9, but I really would like to get rid of that, because if this guy hits, he's hitting for D6 plus damage. He can heal himself and he can curse us. So I kind of feel like it might be more beneficial. And I just realized, dang it, I just realized that he should have got 2 attacks last turn. I will remember that for this turn. Okay. And I just realized that I didn't roll. Dang it. I did not roll the dodge for either one of our heroes. I will remember that this time around. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, it's been a while. Hopefully that won't kill me. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to hold on to these cards for Hilbert. And we're going to spend 2 to do the attack with silverware. We're going to do a stealth check. His stealth is 8. And that's a 10. So he failed. It was not successful. Then he's just going to do a regular ranged attack with his stones using his basic attack. And he's going to attack the Slay Jaguar. And I've got a 3. Why couldn't you have just gotten that? So that is a hit. There is no defense. There is no dodge for the Jaguar. He's going to do 3 damage. So that's going to put that away in 1, 2. So the Jaguar's down to 9 health. And he has 1 point left. Right, so I did use that point, that endurance. Right, so I used 2 for that, and then 1 normal ranged attack. So I did use that card for endurance. So I'm going to have to do the body control roll. All right, so back to, oh man, this is going to stink. Our henchman. Our henchman is going to start with the leader, which is the Werewolf of Endergast. And he gets, remember, 2 rolls because the number of attacks he gets is the number of heroes in the party. His first roll is an 11. He regenerates himself. Of course he does, because, hey, you know. And his next attack is a 14. Fortunately, that is nothing. So, not the greatest, but not the worst. Timid Barn Cat. Here we go. A 9th. Oh, shoot. I thought that was a 19. Man, I got all excited. 19. That's going to be if the Barn Cat has lost health, remove this card from combat, otherwise nothing happens. So, it means nothing happens. And 16. Flight. Remove this card from combat. Sweet. So this stag just goes away. Awesome. So that's gonna move. That's gonna move up here. But remember, when a henchman is destroyed, he gets or killed or flees. He gets put back in the henchman deck, and the henchman deck is shuffled. So you never know. He could very well come back, or he may not come back. There's a lot of cards in here. It's a pretty thick henchman deck, to be honest with you. Alright, cool. So he went, so now it's the Jaguar. That's a 19. If the henchman's damage wounds are 6 or less, remove this card from combat, otherwise nothing happens. Oh, so close. So think about this. If we had rolled a total of 3 points higher between the 2 rolls we made when we hit him, he would be going away. Man, that's just ridiculous. Okay, so that takes care of that. We're going to remove, and I'm going to set these up. Maybe we can see a little bit better now. Another time marker. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, guys. And at 5, it says draw a new henchman on the time scale. Draw a new henchman card and place it to the right of the row of villains. Okay, so great. We get a pesky murder of crows. Place it's a swarm. Okay, so the way swarms work is they don't really have, they have life, but they don't have life in the normal way that a well, I'm doing those. That's the wrong ones. Actually, I want you to place a different one. They don't really have life in the same way that most of your things have life. So a swarm, basically, you hit it, and the amount of damage you do doesn't matter. It just takes one of these swarm tokens away. And then once all of the swarm tokens have been removed, that then means that that swarm has been defeated. Alright, so we've got 3 swarm tokens here on the murder of crows. That now is done. There are no time effects for any of the henchmen. and we're going to start the next combat round. And we're going to start the next combat round in the next video. So, not doing super great, but hopefully we can pull this off. Hopefully we can get the engine going and get some of these endurance cards in here. We can really start getting some cards out for damage, or at least damage mitigation, from some of these pesky henchmen. And I'm hoping we can get lucky and get some damage on the werewolf. If I can get, and I'm just looking here. Yeah, so the swarm of hornets that Hilbert has, excuse me, that is magic damage. And on the werewolf card, it ignores all magic damage. Oh wait, yeah. He ignores all damage. Magic attacks causing 7 or more damage make him lose 1. So if we can get the swarm of hornets and hit with it, which it's 11 to hit, 11 or under to hit with Hilbert, but it's his best stat currently. And I can add 3 to it with this magical lore. That's going to basically be a guaranteed hit if I can land that attack using the swarm of hornets. So that may be what we want to get that out there real quick, as quick as we can, to get rid of him, and then we can just focus on these guys. Because we don't want these curses and such that are potentially can happen, because those are just nasty. Alright, cool. So that is this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this is the Dark Eye Aventuria adventure card game. Force of No Return. This is Act 2 of 3. Hopefully we can complete this and see what's in store in Act 3. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I am the Board Game Roamer, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video. Bye, guys.